Hello guys, Debeku here. I'm going to do another video based on a rotation, but this time I'm going to do it, well, I'm going to try and do it to maximise my DPS rather than just to show the actual rotation. So I'm going to be doing this and explaining the tactic or the method that fire, which is required to do the maximum DPS single target from fire. So the talents that you want to use is, the top bit really doesn't matter. If you want to maximize DPS and it's not a very movement intensive fight, go for Presence of Mind. This will allow you to do a hard cast on Pyroblast at the very start of the fight, then a Presence of Mind followed by another Pyroblast, Living Bomb, Combust, and then you got way more ignite, a bigger dot on your ignite. Other than that, if it's a movement fight, I just choose Scorch because, to be honest, I mean, for this purpose alone, I will go Presence of Mind, because let's just pretend that this is a pure standstill boss. That's fine. I'm not really. This is to see the maximum damage that can come out of a character, but you do need Nether Tempest, and I would say this Invocation is probably the best as well for single target, not moving, blah blah blah. Rune of Power is very good, but it's not as powerful, obviously, as Invocation. Can't choose Incanter's Ward for this either, because you're not going to take any damage, so your spell power will not be increased to 30%, unless there is a fight where you can put yourself in harm's way to just for that second. It only needs to hit you for 20k, and then you'll get the full 30%. But realistically, that's quite a hard one to maintain 30% spell power for every cooldown, unless you put yourself in harm's way, which is a bit retarded. If there's a fight where you're always going to take some form of damage, like an aura or something, that is obviously going to be the best one. But anyway, Invocation, that is like the universal kind of decision that everyone's gone for, that's the best or whatever. Okay, so I'll try and put myself in a raid here, so I can try and imitate a raid situation, and no one's going to accept that. So let's just pretend that the raid countdown is popping off any time now, and my raid leader said get ready for it, so I'm going to get my Invocation up. The countdown is now on 3, so I'm going to start to hard cast my Pyroblast. It's a pull, so I'm going to press that. That is without what do you call it? Heroism. That was 130k burst. And I know I just said press that, and that. It's because I can't really concentrate on what buttons I have to press when I'm talking about them. That was just pure concentration there. So I'll go over exactly what I did to get my maximum DPS out of this character. 130k burst at the start with no heroism or red buffs. I did use potions, and I did use a trinket there. The trinket that I used increases my spell power by 4,232. I have the Mithril Watch, which increases my spell power by 5,400, and obviously I have the I don't have food, so I don't have extra intellect. I used a 4,000 intellect potion there, and you saw that I burst a 100 and something odd k, which is, in my opinion, one of the highest bursts possible out of any class. You cannot get that without heroism or being in a raid on a dummy. No class can do it, and if they can, then well, I'm yet to see it, because I haven't seen any class. The only class I've seen come close to it is a shaman, and he came up to he rided my arse all the way up to about 110, and I couldn't shake him off. But I still did more DPS, but he did way more damage. So I think there's a bit of a balance there, because obviously in the long run I'm going to do more damage because I'm a dot class. He's not. He's single target. So how I did it. the first thing is obviously get that up while the countdown is on. You want to tell your raid leader to get a 12-second cooldown countdown. It sucks, but for everyone to be prepared for a good cooldown, burst, whatever, 4 seconds, like most leaders do, is not enough to prepare mentally, organise what you're going to press, because there's a lot of flicking between different buttons and stuff. So you want to do your invocation on the 12th second. You want to hard cast a Pyroblast on the 3rd second, followed by Nether Tempest, like that. Nether Tempest straight after. Then you want to press your Presence of Mind to get your 2nd Pyroblast. Then you want to pop your Combustion in a macro with your Intellect Trinket, if you have one, and your Potion. My macro is Combustion, my Trinket, then my Potion. Press that. Then you want to pop your Mirror Image either after or before you start casting Pyroblast at the very start. So you can do it once you've popped all your cooldowns, straight after like I did. And then basically what you want to do is once you've got that Pyroblast up, you're waiting for your Infernal Blast. So like that. That's my Infernal Blast. Some people have the little 2 things that come around here like that. You want to pop your Infernal Blast. That will give you a free Pyroblast. Now before you press this, you must press Alter Time. Press the Alter Time, and that will give you another proc straight after this one now. So you're waiting for that to go on. There's your 3rd. If the first one crits, there is a high chance that the 2nd and the 3rd one will crit too. Like you saw mine, I think I crit something like 300k or something. Now that give me a good stand in a good crit straight after, as long as it crits the first time when you press Alter Time. Now this might be in my head, it might be a theory that I came up with, but I've been raiding with it since basically it came out, to be honest. I've been using the Alter Time, and it's never really failed me. I have seen it where it hasn't crit as much, but usually if the first one crits and you Alter Time it, it will crit again. You have to Alter Time before you press the first one, obviously. So we'll just go over it real quick again, and then I'm going to stop the video. So at the start, you get your raid leader to start the countdown. You pre-cast your evocation. You can pop your mirror image there like that. Get off your Pyroblast at the 3rd second, followed by a Nether Tempest, followed by Presence of Mind, then another Pyroblast. Pyroblast, Alter Time. Well, I don't have Alter Time, but your Infernal Blast should pop up with another Pyroblast, and then Alter Time will come off cooldown, then another Pyroblast. And that is your burst. Usually you can chain these skills like crazy. Like, the more you crit, obviously the more Infernal Blast you're going to get. But your Infernal Blast is going to be on cooldown because of the first one. That's why you need both Pyroblast to crit, because then you'll get another Pyroblast. Doesn't matter if you don't have Infernal Blast, as long as your 2nd Pyroblast crits, you'll get a 3rd, and if your 3rd crits, which it should because it's on Alter Time, then you should get a 4th. And if that crits, which is lucky, it depends what crit you got, you get a 5th, then a 6th, then a 7th. It doesn't matter, as long as it crits, you'll get a chain, like I did. Now, my crit, without any buffs up, I have 20.4 T1. And with all the little buffs and shit, I have 30.41. So as long as you have that amount of crit, you should be able to chain like I do. Thanks for watching.